Hi, my beautiful brothers and sisters. This is part 2 of Lamentation of our Father Jehovah. So I'm going to go start off of Isaiah 30, which is Bible verse. I'm going to start back on 5 when the video finished, so I had to delete some files in there. But this is what my Father says. It says, they were all ashamed of the people that could not profit them, but not be a help nor profit. But the shame also was to reproach. This is when the people were going to Pharaoh and Egypt for help instead of the Creator. So it says, the burden of the beast of the south and into the land of trouble to anguish, from whence cometh the young and the old lion, the viper and the fiery flying serpent. They would carry the riches upon their shoulders. The young asses, their treasures were upon the bunches of camels.
When you guys are done, rinse your
of camels, for people that shall not profit them. For the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose thereof. They have, it says, have I cried concerning this. This is their strength is all to sit and still, but now go and write it before them in the table, and in the note and in the book, that it may be for the time to come are forever and ever. It says that this is the rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, because you wanted to go with the way of the world, but not of the law of the Lord, which they say to seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us the right things, and speak unto the smooth things of prophesying deceit. I'm sorry. So let me do a correction with that. As I read it again, it says, which say to the seers, because it goes with the Bible verse 9. So I'm correcting myself, where it says, this is the rebellious people that lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Now, I'm correcting myself. It says, which they say to the seers, see not, to the prophets, prophesy not unto us the right things, and speak unto us a smooth thing to prophesy deceit. So this is the seers that are here, preaching to them. I'm going to use Moses and Paul, because you could hear also their lamentation as far as with Jesus, when they were saying, God, they're not listening to us. You weren't hearing it. And that Bible verse was saying that they were telling them that, and the kids were saying, hey, we don't want to hear that. Those are deceits, those are lies. I ain't trying to hear that. And then it says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, and cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus says the Holy One of Israel, because you despise the word and trust the oppression of the perseverance, stay thereon. Therefore, this iniquity shall be unto you as the bridge ready to fall, swelling out the high wall, whose breaking cometh and suddenly at an instant. It says, and he shall break as it is the breaking of the potter's vessel, the broken in pieces that it shall not spare. So they shall not be found in the bursting of the shred to take fire. From the heareth, or from they take water withal out of the pit. For thus says the Lord, the God, the Holy One of Israel, in returning the rest of you shall be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, that you would not. But ye said, no, for me I will flee upon the horses. Therefore you shall flee then, and we will ride upon the swift. Therefore, then you shall pursue after the swift. Instead of going this way, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go with the horses. These are talking with the other kings of the ungodly world. 1,000 shall flee in the rebuke of one, rebuke of 5, they shall ye flee, and ye shall be left in the beacon upon the top mountain, the east side of the hill. Therefore the Lord says, wait, and there will be a gracious unto you, and before will be exalted, that he may be mercy upon you, and the Lord the God of judgment. Blessed are all that they wait for him. For the people should dwell in Zion, in Jerusalem, at Jerusalem. Those shall weep no more, and he will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of the cry, and he shall hear it, and he will answer thee. And though the Lord give you bread out of the adversity and the water of the affliction, yet you shall not be the teachers removed into the corner or more, but thine eyes shall see the teachers. And thine ears shall hear the word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. And when you turn to the right hand, and then ye shall be turning to the left. When ye turn to the right. So it's like you're turning to the right, and then you're turning to the left. I'll read it again. In thine ears you shall hear the word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk in it. But when you turn to the right hand, and when you turn to the left, you shall defile also, covering thy graven images of silver, the ornament of the molten images of gold. Those shall cast them away in mistress cloth. Those shall say unto it, get thee thence. Because, you were following after the golden image, the silver image. So you were going this way, everywhere but God's way. Then you shall give the rain of thy seed, and those shall sow the ground, and the bread of the incense of the earth. And those shall be fat and plenteous in the day, and the cattle feed the large pastures. The oxen likewise, the young asses, the year ground, they should eat clean provender. And he had wind now, the shovel with the fan. And there shall be, baby, you can have it. Oh. And those shall be upon every high mountain, upon every high hill, rivers and streams and waters the day of great slaughter, but when the towers fall. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be the light of the sun. The light of the sun shall be sevenfold, the light of 7 days in the day. The Lord bideth, and the breach of his people healed in the stroke of their wound. Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from the far, burning in his anger, and the burden thereof in heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and the tongue shall be the devouring fire. His breath as the overflowing stream shall reach in the midst of the neck, and sit in the nations of Sabbath and of vanity. Vanity is pride. And there shall be a brittle of jaws, and people causing them to err. Because that's how we know the spirit of the truth and the spirit of the error. So the spirit of the error is going to direct you the wrong way, but then you got the spirit of the truth, which, it's what you're listening to. Sometimes as you read the Bible, you'll be like, you didn't want to hear what the ones that God was sending you. You don't want to hear that. You wanted to go your way. It was either to the right with gold or silver, the spirit of the truth or the spirit of the error. That's also a Bible verse. That you shall have a song in the night, and you shall have a holy solemnity, and keep the gladness of the heart. But one that goeth the pipe is to come into the mount, and the Lord the mighty one of Israel. And then the Lord shall cause the glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lighting down of the arm, the indignation of his anger, and the flame of devouring fire. The scattering tempest is the hailstones. For through the voice of the Lord shall the Assyrians be beaten down, which smote with the rod. And every place where they are grounded, staff shall pass, which the Lord shall lay upon it. And it shall be the tabrets of the harps, and in the battle of the shaking will be the fight in it. For Tophet ordained the old, and for the king prepared, that he had made the deep of the large pile, but thereof the fire much wood. And they breadeth the Lord the stream of the brimstone, but doeth kindle it. Now I am in Isaiah 31. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and say unto the horses, and to trust into the chariots, because there were many of horsemen, because they were very strong, and they looked not the holy, and they looked not unto the Holy One of Israel, that neither seek the Lord. And if you read about the horses, I think it was one of them in YouTube, that I had seen that the horses, the king of the horses are coming. Everybody thinks they're the kings of God, and they're not. They're the ungodly kings. Again, it says it in here to back up what I'm saying. The black horse, that horse, it's not of God. And this tells you in here. Yet also, he says, Isaiah 31, 1, woe to them that go to Egypt for the help to stay on the horses, that trust the chariots. And there's the horses of the ungodly, and the chariots are the men in the flesh. That's what it means. Because there are many that are in horsemen, because they are very strong. and they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And God is saying, what? It's in here. This is what it means, the renewal of your mind, in which you think, oh man, here comes 4 kings. Here they come on horses, here comes God's people. They're not God's people. They're the kingdom of hell. And it tells you all on here, and that's the renewal of your mind. People say white horses, one black, one red. That's not of God. And it tells you on here, you were trusting on those horses. You were trusting on the chariots, which is the man of flesh. But no one was looking to me. No one was looking to the Holy One of Israel. And he also is wise, will bring evil, and he will not call back his words, and he will arise against the house of the evildoers, against them that help them to the work of iniquity. There's, you're going to get prosecuted. You're going to have, feel God's wrath because you're helping the enemy. And you don't think God doesn't see that? You don't think that there's going to be something wrong? There's going to be consequences for what you're doing. Now, the Egyptians are the men and not God. Their horses is flesh, not the spirit. But when the Lord shall stretch out the hand on both, he will help and shall not that. It says, will help us. I'm sorry. His hand will both be in he that help and shall fall. And he will also have a whole pen that shall fall down, and they shall fall together. Because it's going to be you because you help, and it's going to be the evildoers that help. The horsemen in the flesh. You think that there's not? Yes, it is. It's coming. And it tells you in Isaiah 31. Read it, and it tells you exactly what it means. It says, for those the Lord spoke unto me, like unto the lion, the long lion, that roaring his prey, with the multitude of shepherds that is called forth against him, that he will not be afraid of their voice, not abase himself in the noise of them, shall the Lord of the hosts come down and fight for Mount Zion, and he will have the heel thereof. The birds flying, so will the Lord of the hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it. Passing over, he will preserve it. Turn ye unto him from the children of Israel, and deeply revolted. It's all in there. The lamentation of our Father, and telling you how to